was in the morning. You woke up and sat straight in the bed. Your face turned dull. Soon you saw the empty place beside you. As your husband already woke up, but you forget to act like your dream husband who wishes his wife soon he wakes up. I think I should not expect much from this man, you Anne, before stretching your arms out. You were frozen in that position when that bathroom door opened, revealing your husband, who just took a shower and came out while drying his hair with a dry towel. You gulped and immediately put your hands down. Good morning, Jungkook, you said, stuttering, and get off the bed immediately. Hmm, good morning. He replied in a cold tone and stood in front of the vanity mirror as he was looking at himself in it. You stood there with the blanket folded, looking at his shirtless body. You were gulping your own saliva as his body was giving different vibes to you. His skin was shining under the ceiling lights as water droplets added hotness to it. What? Do you want to say anything? He asked you in a firm tone as he was seeing you in the mirror. Uh, no, no. You shook your head vigorously and lowered your eyes. He just glanced at you and again started admiring himself in the mirror, where you took your clothes and went to the bathroom. It's been 3 months since you got married to Jungkook. It was happened all of a sudden, as both of your parents fixed this marriage without asking you or him. He is a former businessman to the real world, but on the other hand, he was a mafia king who deals with criminals and all. You knew him as a businessman until your marriage happened, but you got to know about his mafia occupation the next day of your marriage and you started being afraid of him. You had no communication with him before marriage, and on top of that, his another dangerous occupation created fear about him. After a while, you came downstairs and saw Jungkook already seated near the dining table. You slowly walked near him and took a chair beside him. Maids were serving food in your plate along with Jungkook. You both started having breakfast until he said something. Who made this? He said seriously as you quickly stopped eating and looked at him innocently. I made it, sir. She started shivering when he lifted up his eyes and looked at her so seriously. You have been working here for so many years. Don't you know? I would prefer to eat less salt. I know, sir, but ma'am told me to put some extra salt, that's why I added. She quickly looked at you as she was waiting for your reply. Ryan, he turned his head at you and was looking seriously. I'm sorry, Jungkook, I didn't know about it, he said, gulping with fear as his sharp gaze was giving shivers to you. After many days, you said something that you didn't like it here, but now it was going to create a problem. Then just cook separately for us. I'm paying you well, right? Do justice to it, he said strictly to the maids and ate it silently. You thought he would be angry at you, but he didn't say anything after that and had breakfast silently. It gave you some kind of relief as you didn't expect this. Yeah, I'm coming, Mr. James. He got up immediately as soon as he finished his breakfast and attended the call he received. Huff. You exhaled a sharp breath by putting your right hand on your chest. It was around 11 a.m. Jungkook was working on something by sitting in front of his system. He was so focused until he heard a knock on the door. Excuse me, sir. He was waiting outside for his permission. Yes, come in, Jack. He gave permission to him While opening a random file on his system, Jack entered in after bowing and stood in front of him. What happened? Did he say anything about his? He asked while going through a file. No, sir, he is not opening his mouth, even after beating him, he replied. Nice try. But he has a daughter, right? Show her to him and get the truth. Don't forget, she should not feel any discomfort. We are just using her for her emotions. None of us should harm women, okay? Yes, sir. He bowed and was about to walk out, but again Jungkook told something to him. Jack, tell boys to keep an eye on Vine. I want her to be safe all the time. Jack nodded and walked out while he was busy with work again. Jack was important to Jungkook as he is right hand to him. While Jungkook is busy with business, Jack takes care of issues happen in the Mafia world. Jungkook steps in only when his enemies have a fate to die in his hands. Ryan, I was so scared at that moment. You were talking on the call with your best friend. Oh my god, this much happened. I think you're lucky today, she said from the other side. You told everything that happened near the dining table. Yeah, I think I should call it my day. Else, what if he shows his anger on me with his? She was laughing as she understands you're afraid of him. I think you're enjoying your married life. Before marriage, you used to be strong and bold. Now you turn like an innocent cat who is scared of her husband. You pouted as if feel her words were 100% right. Yes, I am. But I'm bored to sit at home more than that. I really wanted to join in a job and restart my career. You told her about your desires. Why don't you join your father's company? You have already worked there, right? She advised you. I cannot, Sana. Actually, my father sold all the companies he had here and went to take care of the companies he has in the London. Although I worked in his company, I don't want to ask him. Instead, I like to earn with my talent and skills. Okay, fine. Don't worry. I apply for a job. When I get any updates about the interview, I will call you. She likes to help her friend. But what about Jungkook? I'm scared to ask him. You are biting your nails nervously. Be brave and ask him why. You would not get any opportunity if you stay weak. All the best. She motivated you and cut the call. In the evening, Jungkook came home after finishing his office. He dropped himself on the couch as he had a tiring day. You came to him with a glass of water as you observed him. Jungkook, water. He took a glass from your hand and was sipping while looking at you as you stood lowering your head. Do you want to see something? He asked, standing up from the couch as you were in front of him with less gap between you. No, nothing. You lifted your head up and shook your head looking at him as he was looking at you with no expression. Really? Okay then. He stared at you for 5 seconds and walked out from there, leaving you in confusion. Oh my god, I was so scared. How can I talk about a job with him? You dropped yourself on the couch while thinking about a way to talk with him. It was dinner time. Jungkook and you were having dinner silently. Jungkook. You called him as you finally decided to break the silence. By gathering all of the courage you have. Mm? Can I ask you something? You're finally opening up. Yeah, go ahead. He replied while putting a chicken piece in his mouth. Actually, I'm bored sitting at home. That's why I'm thinking of doing a job so. You paused as he said something. You can take my card or you can join in our company Ryan. No, no, I don't want to get it this way. I wanted to earn a job based on my talent and skills rather than your influence. So, can I proceed? You became silent when he turned at you. If you want, you can decide it on your own. But instead, you respected this relationship and discussed it with me. Thanks for that and all the best. You smiled a little when you heard something new from him. Thank you. You replied with a small smile and continued eating your dinner. After a week, you were putting everything in your bag as you get ready to go for an interview. Did I forget anything? You were checking your office file until you got a call from Sana and you lifted it. Hello, Ryan. Have you started? Yeah, I'm leaving Sana. Okay, don't be late. Be on time. I have sent you the office location. Attend on time, she said and cut the call. You checked your bag one last time and went out as you have everything you need. You were going in the cab as you booked. Sir, I'm following our map. He texted Jungkook as an update about you, and he was following you behind for your safety as you denied to go in his car earlier. You have reached the office where your friend applied for and went to the reception directly. Good morning. May I know the interview is happening here? Good morning. Yes, please take your seat. It will start in a few minutes. You smiled at her and walked towards the couch where few candidates were waiting already. Time has passed. Till now, many candidates were interviewed and it's your turn now. Actually, you were the last candidate for today. Good morning, sir. You greeted the interviewer as he entered the cabin. Good morning, please take your seat. You smiled and seated in front of him. He took your resume and proceeded with the technical interview at first, as it was the first round according to their process. Wow, Miss Kimwayan, you're so brilliant. You performed very well. You please wait outside for the HR round. Will you call you again? He was really impressed with your knowledge. Okay, thank you. He shook your hand with him while smiling and walked out of his cabin. You were waiting outside while the technical interviewer came to the conference room as HR was busy with the CEO of this company. I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. Can I speak with Shane? Yes, please proceed, he said coldly and piling up the files as he cleared his doubts. Shane, three candidates are finalists for the last round. If you interview and select one candidate from them, we can finish this process. He put the resumes of those three candidates in front of her. Actually, Miss Kim Wang performed very well when compared to other two men, but we already decided to top three candidates, so I have brought the list. Jungkook surprised to hear your name. What did you say, Kim Wang? He asked, squinting his eyes, as he wanted to know it was you or not. Yes, sir, Kim Wang, he said politely, while others who were in the conference room got surprised to see, as he never paid attention to anyone. Oh, okay, finalize her name. She is the right candidate to this position. Everyone was shocked as he never said anyone's name this much confidently. But sir, we haven't completed the HR round, right? She asked as she wanted to know his reason behind choosing you over the others. I'm telling she's the right candidate, just do what I say, okay? He said strongly while she gulped with fear. Why did you choose her, Mr. Jungkook? Last time you didn't select my brother, even though he performed well. But now, why are you selecting her without an interview? Is she your or do you have any special interest? Jungkook clenched his jaw and fist at once and glared at him for calling you with the bad words. Call three of them and ask this one question. It's enough to know my decision is right or wrong. As he said, interviewer called three of them to the conference room, where he sat in his chair, back facing to the spot you were going to stand. You came and stood there along with other candidates. You three greeted them and stood in your places. First of all, congratulations for reaching the final round. You three will be asking one question, and whoever says the right answer, we will be choosing that one person. You three nodded at her. Okay, the question is if you are selected to this company and given the role of data administrator, will you give any data to your husband who was running another company? He asked you to choose him or company you are working, and other to assume wife in place of husband. I have to think about it because she is my wife and we should not get any conflicts between because of the company. Great to hear. She looked at another man. I would choose my wife over the company's data. I vowed her I would be there for her and will accept her every wish. Gentleman, she smiled at him and looked at you. I would also choose my husband. Everyone was shocked to hear that answer from you, but Jungkook didn't even jerk as he was confident about you. Hmm, what would you say, Mr. You cut off him in the middle. I would choose my husband if I have to choose between company and him, but I would choose to say no to my husband if he wants me to share my company's data because it's not correct to break rules of a company. Just he doesn't want me to break marriage rules. I cannot break company rules. They were really impressed with your answer. The other two men didn't hear the question properly. Shane asked two questions, but they were confused and told their honest answer, which they would be ready to deceive the company for their wives. Wow, impressive, Miss Kim Ryan. You got my questions. Boys, better luck next time. You guys can leave except Ryan. They both congratulated you and left the room. Jungkook got up from his seat and turned at you while buttoning his blazer's middle button. What would you say now, Mr. Han? Will you agree? Jungkook, you were shocked to see him there while Mr. Han lowered his head as he lost. What did you call her? Is this the way you respect women? I'm sorry, sir. He tried to apologize, but enough. I should have fired you when you tried to bribe interviewer for your brother. But I gave you another chance because of your work. But now it's time to leave. Goodbye, Mr. Han. You're fired. Let's go, Ryan. He came near you and opened the door for you, but then he stopped as someone asked something. Sir, how are you confident about her earlier? Better than husband who would know about his wife? Wife? They all were shocked to know about your. He stood in front of him beside his chair and just looking down as if he were scared of him. And he also remained silent. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was your office. Then he looked at you where you quickly lowered your eyes as you just looked up at him. Ryan, come here, he said, pointing at his lap. It's okay, no problem. He held your hand and made you sit on his lap as you were feeling scared. Look at me. He lifted up your head by your chin and made you look into his eyes. Are you scared of me? At first you nodded your head, but quickly shook it as you realized it. Mm, I understand. You're afraid of me, but may I know the reason? Why my dear wifey is scared of me? Butterflies playing in her stomach when he said my wifey, as he never called you like that. Even though you are scared of him, you love him so much. Because you're a mafia. I heard mafias are dangerous and you behave so angry with people around you. Did I ever shout at you or hurt you? You shook your head silently as it was true. Listen, Wine, I can never hurt you even though I'm angry because I love you. I looked at him when he said those three words, as your heart started beating fast after knowing his feelings. Yes, I might not have talked to you much, but I know how much I love you, and I love you from before the marriage. I love you too. A small smile appeared on your lips, as well as him, as you both convinced each other for the first time. I'm proud of you too. He cubed your face and pressed his lips on yours, as you both shared your first kiss for the first time. Thank you for watching.